this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake.
Hey,
And we're here to show you what we got.
they do.
Yes, we had a mess up, so we retaken this. But, any case, I've been watching a lot of films, and Woody Allen's latest film came out finally, and I thought to myself, this is probably the end. I mean, first off, this makes 50 films officially that he's directed, that he counts as straight films. And so this is like this good time to call it semi-quits.
You could be like Tarantino and say, it's a nice round number, although, I still think 10 is a weirdly small number to go with. But
Not 50, though.
no.
So, and he's been putting out a film almost one a year at least for a long time.
Pretty much. I think he had two a couple of those years.
So, the man's been doing a lot of work with film, and despite what people say, one way or the other, how you believe, he's still done some great things in life. I mean, people, regardless who they are, still have talent.
And whatever else you can say about Woody Allen, he has a work ethic. You don't do a movie a year unless you have a work ethic.
And usually the movies are quality as far as they're well made. They don't feel like they're shoddy. They just feel they either hit or miss. But that's more of the writing, I think.
His worst movies in my book, I think I've seen nearly all of them. I've not seen the last two. His worst movies are just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Was it Another Woman or something like that? Or was it simply called? Or there was one, and then September. I think
there was one.
There were a couple.
There was like a time where he was just doing these deep dramas where there was some unhappy women together, like just being unhappy. The only ones I haven't seen Cafe Society. I haven't seen Rifkin Festival.
I've not seen.
I haven't seen Coupe de Chance.
I've not seen that.
I think that's all. I think I've seen all the others.
I forgot about
those main
Rifkin
ones.
Festival. So I think his last three. I think his last three I've not seen, because I've also not seen Rainy Day of New York.
That one I have seen. So, I just said, what? Why don't I go ahead and round it up? So I went ahead and I checked to see what I could find, and I said, I'll do this. So I managed to scoop up the remainder of his acting and director credits. So I have every feature film that he has acted in and every feature film that he's directed in. And that's what this pickup is about for me.
Okay.
Not for him, unless you've got like a bunch of Woody Allen in there.
No, but I do have a couple that will fit thematically.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So we're going to go ahead and see that as I finish this collection. It's actually going to be the start of a project I'm going to do, but it's still in the preliminary stages in my head. And oddly enough, I've gotten like 99% of his writing credits by doing this. I only am missing like a couple of things that aren't in print or have ever been in print. And if I included TV shows like the Kraft Variety Hour and stuff, it ain't gonna happen. So for the most part on the writing. Well, I guess I'm going to get started. And I'm going to get started with the thing that started driving this project. Because I'm doing these in alphabetical order. Blu-ray first, then DVD after that. So we'll start with Coupe de Chance, his last film, theoretically. It is his first film entirely in French. With Lou Delage, Valérie Lemessier.
I thought you knew French.
Lemessier. Not every aspect of it. The pronunciation is okay, but Melville Poupal, Niel Schneider. Okay.
I like French films, pretentious.
So let's see. Fanny and Jean look like the ideal married couple. They're both professionally accomplished. They live in a gorgeous apartment in an exclusive neighborhood in Paris, and they seem to be in love just as much as they were the first time they met. But when Fanny accidentally bumps into Elaine, the former high school classmate, she's swept off her feet. They soon see each other again and get closer and closer. And like most Woody Allen films, they release with no special features. And I didn't know it was out, to tell you the truth. I was just looking to see, hey, I wonder if that's ever coming out, because they like to delay it here because of the issues there.
Right.
But no, I mean, you can see. Region
cool.
A, it's official release. There's
cool.
actually only one bootleg in this entire bunch, and that one's never getting a physical release. So, yeah.
I need to get that eventually.
And that's not this.
All right. So I'm going to kick off.
Let's go back.
I have, as I've said on the last few videos, been very actively attempting to convert my collection, A, from DVD to Blu-ray, B, slim it down, make it smaller and more compact, and C, when I can do a legitimate upgrade, I'll try to do it. For example, converting a basic edition to a Criterion. And the theme for mine is primarily Criterion, because we just finished the July sale. So I presented one big chunk last time we did this, and I think today's presentation will mostly be the rest of that.
Yay.
But I have had to find things to do with the excess stuff I end up with. My friends benefited a bit from this to the degree that they were interested in. I ended up finally donating what I had left over from round 1. I'm on round 2 now. I donated a bunch of stuff to the friends of my local library, and I sure hope they used it appropriately, like I hope. But a few things did go to Second and Charles. I didn't want to go that route because they always gyp you with the buyback. But I did give them some stuff for some store credit, and then I went back with a smaller amount and just took the cash. Using that store credit, I looked through their shelves and found something that kind of astonished me, because this is a rare movie. And it's a rare release of said movie. And it fits thematically, because Woody Allen did do a lot of plays as well as movies. He is known as well as a playwright. And another person known for filmmaking that is also known as a playwright that I became a big fan of, probably around the time I became a big fan of Woody Allen, was David Mamet. Very different writer, very different productions. He is not as well known as a director, but he has directed a few films, almost all of which co-starred his wife, Rebecca Pidgeon. But and of course he wrote them and many other good films. I originally thought this was a finally long overdue DVD upgrade until I realized, you know what? I never had this freaking movie on DVD because it's so rare. This is a VHS upgrade.
Oh, wow, that's quite an upgrade.
This
right
is
there.
a VHS upgrade.
That's a big deal.
And
upgrade.
this is a David Mamet written and directed film called The Winslow Boy, which is based on his play of the same title. It co-stars, like I said, Rebecca Pidgeon, but also Nigel Hawthorne, Jeremy Northam, and Gemma Jones. This is a Sony imprint release, which is like, I guess, their specialty imprint. It actually has bonus features. has a pretty nice slipcover. This is a nice edition. And a rare freaking movie. And when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, yes, please.
Occasionally they do have rare gems.
Yeah.
But you got to really search.
Yeah. I lucked out on it. I wasn't looking for this, to be honest. I still do have a few movies on VHS that I've not yet converted. I have not made a science of trying to find them all, but I probably should. As hard as it is to offload DVD, it's even harder to get rid of VHS nowadays. I still have a few sitting around somewhere. But I was really thrilled to not only finally find this on Blu-ray, but to get such a nice copy. And, you know, like you said, every now and then at Second and Charles, it is worth your time.
You never know what will come to physical. I mean, recently they are releasing the Full Moon series, which is one that's been trapped and only half released here in the United States for ages. Of course, that half is the only half that they're releasing right now, but Anime Eigo is planning on the second half release, so that's going to be cool to have that here. Or, I don't think you probably ever would have expected that Lilia Forever would actually get a release here.
And of course, it still hasn't gotten a singular release. It was part of a collection, but it was a really cool collection.
I was going to say, it's still a nice collection.
Yeah.
And if the quality of the one was good, then I'm sure the director's other films would have some quality to them. Well, let's get into another one of Directed. Okay. Now, this one is my one bootleg because it's an Amazon Prime show, and screw them, I'll get a bootleg to screw them over. I did purchase an entire season of South Park from them on because I can't watch on Paramount Plus because it's so freaking bad about buffering.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and I got the Crisis in 6 Scenes. Now, this is actually a pretty nice one. I mean, you can see it has this thing that opens up like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely Chinese.
Yeah.
But it's still very nice. It's not region locked, though, which is good. It's also in English, which is good. And it's got the English and the Chinese down here.
Lewis Black and Miley Cyrus and David Harbour. That is an interesting cast.
This was done back when, back right before Woody Allen got into some trouble with them doing a renewed hatred on him. This is before. This is back when he had that deal with Amazon.
Yeah,
and he was going to do like a whole bunch of films and stuff for them, and then they were like, "Okay, we're going to go back on that because it looks bad." So this is the entire series for that, and it's still a pretty nice little box set.
Interesting.
You know, it's got a little slash in the cover art, which is kind of rough there, but it's all right. I'm not too worried about it. If they ever do release an official version, I'll get that. But this is me saying screw you to the powers that be. Yeah. And,
so for those of you who weren't familiar with it, Amazon inked an enormously lucrative deal with Woody Allen, and they released this, and I think Wonder Wheel was part of that, and wasn't Cafe Society?
Cafe Society was part of it too, and Rainy Day in New York was the last one.
Was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So Amazon inked this enormously lucrative deal, and then when things really blew up again about Woody Allen, like more than ever, they were like, you know what? We're going to renege on the deal. We didn't realize. It's like, bullshit, you didn't realize. It's like, you knew what you were signing up for. So
Woody Allen sued him. He won, and that's how how we got a release of Rainy Day in New York, because they were planning on not releasing it.
Right.
So he was able to get that out. Not a lot of people bought it or saw it, but at least he was able to get it out, and it got a theatrical and all of that. And he gained the rights back to some of these things. But Crisis in 6 Scenes, no. I am curious about it. It's one that I had been curious about watching, and I guess I'll have to watch it
I don't even think I was aware of that one.
So I've been aware of it, and I've been pissy that it was streaming only. Still is theoretically, but there are ways around that. Right. And it's actually a fairly quality set that they put together for it. So I'm actually quite pleased by that.
Very cool. All right. So from here out is going to be Criterion.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, right. And most of these are conversions from DVD. They are upgrades as well as DVD to Blu-ray conversion. And the first one is one that I've gone back and forth on. It's been on my radar for a while. I had a pretty nice DVD collection, but it was also relatively bare bones. And this is a movie that I think is vastly overrated. But I also do think it's a good movie that was worth upgrading and having on the nice edition. And that is the Adam Sandler starring movie Punch Drunk Love by Paul Thomas Anderson. You've also got Emily Watson in there, the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, and some other good folks are in there as well. This is a pretty nice edition and has a lot of bonus features on it.
Oscar bait.
What was that?
It was an Oscar bait film.
An Oscar bait film. Sandler makes those occasionally. Not all of his movies are like Happy Gilmore. He does do... I still have not seen the Meyerowitz stories. I've heard really good things. This one was a little slow-moving for my taste, and again, I think it's vastly overrated, but it's still a good movie. Paul Thomas Anderson is a very good director. And I didn't hate Sandler's character the way I hated his character in Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems is a great movie, but I freaking hate his character in that movie. This was a good one, and between the two, it was the one I had to do. I already have Uncut Gems on Blu-ray, so that was a mistake on my part. I should have just gotten the Criterion, but whatever. But this one was a definite upgrade and space saver, and it was about time I did it.
I mean, the man's a Capra fan. I mean, you could tell that in his work. Now, it could be that he just loved the base everyman feel Capra had, but you can tell that he was influenced by Capra, so I'm sure he had some artistic influence.
He is not a bad actor when he wants to be.
When he wants to be.
Yeah. Sometimes he wants to play to the lowest denominator.
So, I didn't get 10 movies that were directed by Woody Allen on this thing.
Okay.
This was finishing up acting and directing.
Okay.
It's almost an even split, believe it or not.
Okay.
So this next one is an acting credit. It's also Criterion. The only Criterion I have in this. And that is Godard's King Lear.
Oh.
Where he plays Mr. Alien. Which is interesting.
Mr. Alien.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see. I've actually got a Woody Allen Criterion in a way. It's not, but he's not like big in it.
Well, they're overdue to do a Woody Allen collection.
They could actually at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, now that he is there, you could do a 50 film set, like a big one like those. I think that they will shy away from it because of the controversy.
Maybe not.
Then again, they've released some other.
And we'll be.
Peoples.
That's part of the theme that I have going.
So, but this is a decent amount of special features. I mean, as you expect. I mean, this is one that was on my list anyway. I mean, Jean-Luc Godard's King Lear is a must to have. So
I never have seen that.
So I am definitely interested in it. I mean, we've got Peter Sellers in it.
Really?
Yeah. You've got
Peter Sellers. Wasn't he dead?
Molly Ringwald. It says played by theater director Peter Sellers. Yeah. William Shakespeare.
Theater director. Oh, Sellers.
Sellers.
It's
okay.
a different one, isn't it?
Oh, ARS. Never mind.
Yeah.
In 1987. So
that's what I was going to say. Wasn't he dead by then?
But then again, you got, but you have Molly Ringwald in it.
Yeah. Oh, joy.
So, you know.
It is interesting that this came out didn't Ron come out in 86?
What was it?
Didn't Ron come out in 86?
Could have.
So that's like, apparently King Lear was on the minds of all these big directors in the 80s.
It's kind of like a modern take on King Lear, so I'm curious about it. It's definitely one that I am interested in.
Yeah. I need to get and see more Godard, but I haven't. So my next one, this is also one of the big names of directing, and this was a movie that I had a friggin' flipper And so it definitely needed an upgrade. This is also a director that I really, 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 really think Criterion is overdue for a complete collection. And much like Kurosawa, I've been holding off on getting some of his movies because I feel like as soon as I go into it, they're going to do a release. Especially because they've let some of his films go out of print. But I figured for the time being, I would go ahead and grab one. Robert Altman, his film The Player from 1992, which stars Tim Robbins as a Hollywood mover and shaker who is, to put it mildly, a bit of a scumbag. But he goes around town doing various things. It's a murder mystery noir-ish kind of movie, but set in Hollywood with tons of cameos and famous people in small roles. You've got people like Peter Gallagher, Whoopi Goldberg, Greta Scacchi. I know Bruce Willis was in this. There were a lot of people in it. And actually, one of the bonus features is Mapped to the Stars, a gallery dedicated to the cameo appearances. This actually does have a lot of bonus features.
Oh, very nice.
It's a pretty nice set. Again, I had a freaking flipper. It had to be upgraded anyway. Even though I decided it was time I finally got Nashville, and now it's apparently out of print. And apparently Shortcuts is out of print too. I really think we are vastly overdue for a Robert Altman complete collection.
It's just like how Ron has been out of print for years when it comes to Kurosawa.
But in the meantime, I was like, this is worth the upgrade. I might as well do it. And, yeah.
If you see a big set and you want to do it, you can always sell the Criterion ones you got.
Exactly.
I mean, I've thought about doing that for that other set for, gosh, what's his name? The one that just came out with... he did, Isle of Dogs.
Oh, the Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
I am planning to get that. I'm absolutely planning on that. But like some of them, I've held off on that Fellini set, partly because it's not complete.
No.
But I already own like 6 of those movies.
Got it somewhere.
Most of them on Criterion.
Okay, that's my
and then that Bergman set we got, I already had 2 of those. But those were all on DVD, so I feel more comfortable doing the upgrade.
Well, yeah, most of my Bergman was on DVD. Yeah. Those art house collection ones.
Have you, by chance, compared yet to see if all the bonus features transferred over?
I have not.
Because I want to do that before I get rid of the ones I have. I just been lazy about it.
I'm curious if I know I've got it over there. I think hiding in that shelf area. Because it's a big old box set. I hate those because they're just so big and bulky. But, let's see. This next one is a recent film called Rifkin's Festival. I've had it sitting there for a while. I was actually looking on this shelf here and behind this camera and saying, okay, do I have any of these in here? Because I want to just get them done.
Right.
And there were 2 actually waiting to be reviewed. And this is one of them, and the other one's a conversion. Because I had already most of the directed films anyway. I mean, really and truly, it's only this one and Coupe de Chance that were directed films that were really considered there. Because Crisis is more of a mini-series, and you'll see the other stuff I have. I think I have, let me see. Yeah, 2 more things that I have directed by him are not really like large aspects. So Rifkin's Festival, cinema devotee Mort Rifkin accompanies his publicist wife on a San Sebastian film festival in Spain. Worried that her fascination with her young film director client, Philippe, might be more than professional, in addition, Mort hopes that change of scenery will provide a respite from his struggles to write his first novel that lives up to his impossibly exacting standards. So it's kind of cool. I mean, this one didn't do that well, but it does have some fun stuff. I mean, I love Wallace Shawn, and he's been a big supporter.
Christoph Waltz is in that too. Sergei Lopez.
So some fun actors in this. I mean, most of these are French actors, but this one, is probably one of his last ones that had a lot of different actors and stuff like that, and that's kind of cool to see. I'm glad to have it. It's what I need to see, and if my plan goes forward, I will see it. And I'll rewatch a lot of the others, and I will see pretty much everything that's in this bag. But we will get to that.
Good times.
Actually, those are my show-off ones.
Okay. So, next up, I don't know what order these are in, so I'm just going to pull one out. Ah, there we go. This is a relatively recent release from Criterion. This one I've had for ages on DVD. And I think it was a fairly bare bones one, so it definitely was time for an upgrade. And that is the film directed by Norman Jewison and fairly well known film from the late 60s, In the Heat of the Night.
Ah, good one.
Which features, of course, Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger as the two main characters. You've also got some other folks in there, Warren Oates, Lee Grant. The song In the Heat of the Night by Ray Charles. This is, like I said, fairly recent re-release, and they put a lot on this. This is a nice addition. And it's a good movie. I've seen it, but it's been a while since I've seen it. It's probably one of Poitier's best-known films, and might be one of Steiger's best-known films, too. Good, solid one, 1967. For those of you that are unfamiliar with it, Poitier plays a detective, Virgil Tibbs, who finds himself in the country portion of Mississippi. And you know how that can go. But it's a pretty interesting movie and worth a watch. And like I said, when I saw the Criterion was putting it out, I was like, that's getting converted. It took me a couple of sales to get to it, but it finally did.
One I have yet to see and one I need to see.
Yeah.
I've got it, but I think both of us can say, oh, I have it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Just a few things.
Actually, when I was looking over my statistics...
I've seen all of these.
And CLZ has actually given me a lot of those statistics. And I have watched more in the collection than I haven't watched. But only barely.
I doubt I could say that at this point.
So this next one is a upgrade, and the first one in this group that I have watched. I have been trying to upgrade most Woody Allen films to Blu-ray. It's a slow process, and some of them are, if they do exist, some of them are out of print, and sometimes they haven't. And like Cassandra's Dream is a good example of one I thought would be a Blu-ray, but does not have a Blu-ray. Actually, I don't think Vicky Cristina Barcelona has a Blu-ray, which is a shame.
I've seen it on Blu-ray, but I don't think it was necessarily an official release. Like I think Blockbuster did a Blu-ray version or something.
See, and that's hard to say and nowadays, which is sad because that one needs a Blu-ray in my opinion. Cassandra's Dream, well, I don't know.
I think they could both benefit from it.
But this one is one of his first films, in my opinion.
In your opinion?
Well, I was going to say, this one's his first film, in my opinion, because I don't like What's New, What's Up, Tiger Lily. And that's not really a film, that's just him, like, redubbing something. But this one is Take the Money and Run. This is the upgraded Blu-ray version.
Nice.
Also bare bones, because Woody Allen hates special features. But this is actually one of my favorite Woody Allen comedies, which is funny because it's one of his first comedies. And it's just interesting. It's funny. It's a big inspiration behind one of my favorite Evan Jacobs films, Schusterman Levine. So it's got a lot of fun there. I mean, it's basically about a mockumentary about a criminal. let's see, Virgil Starkwell. And he's struggling both to be a musician and in his career in larceny as well, because he's not very good at it. Very slapstick. You can tell the influences between the Marx Brothers and Charlie Chaplin, which were his two big.
Was that the one with the marching band sequence?
Yes.
And what was it? The tuba or the cello? I can't remember.
The cello. He kept moving the stool setting up and then moving the stool and setting up. So it's still very fun. If you are one of those who doesn't like the artsy Woody Allen, look at his earlier films. He actually makes a joke about it later on. One of his films is like, I like your early stuff that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Which is actually still pretty old at this point.
And he has done a few mockumentaries over the years. Sweet and Low Down is one of my absolute favorite films he ever did. And Zelig was a classic too. But the and if you haven't on the other channel, check out. We did cover this movie, and Schusterman Levine. I think you did them the same month. Did you do them together or just in the same month? I
did them in the same month, okay. I want to say.
Yeah. So check those out. All right. Next up is one that I'm frankly amazed it took me so long to get this one. I think it fell into the category of I was so determined to get it that I kept thinking I already had. But as I think I've mentioned on this channel before, I am quite the fan of Ang Lee. And a few of his films have gotten Criterion releases. I think more of them should. But one of his early films, I think it was his second fully American production, because he had the Father Knows Best trilogy, and then he did Sense and Sensibility, and then he came out with this movie, The Ice Storm, which is a dark American nightmare dystopian film set in the Connecticut in the 70s, and you've got Christina Ricci, Sigourney Weaver, Elijah Wood, Joan Allen, Kevin Kline, and Tobey Maguire. One of Maguire's first roles, actually. And there's some other good folks in here, too. I want to say Katie Holmes is in this, if I remember correctly. 1997 film. This is a really, really, really good movie. And it's a really dark and bleak movie. And I have had it on DVD for a long time. Again, I keep meaning to upgrade it to the Criterion Blu-ray, and I could have sworn I did, but I couldn't find it, and I'm like, I must not have it, so I went ahead and got it. Pretty good bonus features there, pretty good selection. Ang Lee's another one that I think Criterion should just do a collection, and especially some of his harder to get ones. Like I had to hunt for years for his first film, Pushing Hands, and finally found it through a boutique company affiliated with Vinegar Syndrome. But that trilogy definitely should get a Criterion release.
It's amazing that they all are like different companies releasing them.
but definitely worth a look, and I was glad to finally get the Criterion edition.
So I just looked in here and I realized this is the only film of this entire pickup that I've seen.
Oh, wow. I think I'm the opposite with a couple of exceptions.
So did I tell you how I was introduced to Woody Allen as a director, film-wise? His work, obviously. I never actually met the man. But my father loved Woody Allen stuff. And I never got to see a lot of it because my mother didn't like him. So I did a project in high school on him, thinking about like comedic stuff. And I did a project on him, and I did a project, I had to isolate a director and an actor. So it was Woody Allen and Jimmy Stewart. And I found out that there were definitely more sides to them than what made the eye. Because I'd been introduced to Bananas and Sleeper, but I'd never seen a lot of his other stuff, and I ended up having to watch some serious stuff, and I wasn't very happy with it at the time. I was a kid. What do you want? Same thing with Jimmy Stewart. I mean, good God, he did a lot of serious stuff. Only thing I had watched with him prior to that was Harvey.
that was one of his later ones that I got around to. I mean, I grew up with It's a Wonderful Life, and some of the others.
Probably his westerns, I would imagine.
I think I watched Mr. Smith Goes to Washington in high school. Like it was like something we watched in class, I think.
So I've got here 3 acting and 2 director credits. So one of the acting credits is a film called The Company Man. Alan Cumming, Anthony Paglia, Dennis Leary, Douglas McGrath, John Turturro, and Sigourney Weaver. And apparently Woody Allen is also in this.
It's an interesting cast. Probably very similar to this Sigourney Weaver film.
So Dennis Leary, John Turturro, Sigourney Weaver uncover the biggest laughs of the season in this side-splitting, funny comedy about America's most unlikely secret agent, Alan Quimp. Douglas McGrath is a nerdy, underachieving teacher with an all-consuming dream to rid the world of bad grammar. Well, I'd be on his list. It's got some fun cast members, and as it says, it looked like Woody Allen had made an appearance of it. They probably would not have put him headline on here, though it could have at the time. It looks like an older DVD.
It does.
So I am interested in checking this out. I like good comedies, and so it'll be fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. It's a good cast, too. All right. So, speaking of comedies and whatnot, I've been doing a bunch of dramas, and I'm going to take a complete left turn. Hey, Rosie. Sorry, distracted by Floofy Kitty.
Yeah.
But this one also, I think, is a recent-ish Criterion release, like in the last couple years. And it was one that I immediately earmarked to get and then kind of didn't get to it. But I finally did get to it. And that is a movie by Billy Wilder, another very well-known and prolific director, Some Like It Hot, which I believe, if memory serves, American Film Institute called the funniest movie ever made. I do not agree that it is the funniest movie ever made.
Maybe at the time.
It's pretty darn good. Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon star in this film, where basically it's a movie that probably would not get made today.
No.
But basically, you get Curtis and Lemmon play a couple of average Joes who witness a mob execution, and to save their asses, they dress in drag and go undercover, and they find themselves meeting up. They join a group that's fronted by Marilyn Monroe, and of course you get to see a lot of playfully. Somewhat romantic back and forth, and then there's also a very rich patron who falls head over heels for one of the two guys without necessarily knowing. And the movie does end with what's widely considered one of the more memorable and amusing final quotes. Again, I'm not sure how this plays nowadays to certain crowds. I think it's a delightful, fun film. I think it's overrated. It's definitely not the funniest movie ever made. But definitely worth having and worth upgrading. I had a pretty basic DVD edition. This version does have quite a bit of bonus features. Apparently it's a 4K transfer, although this is, I'm pretty sure, a Blu-ray release. But it's a good solid one, and I'm really annoyed that the book is really high in here, and I'm going to have to shuffle it down because I don't like it when they do that. But it's still wrapped, so, But I'll have to watch this again eventually. I'll look forward to it. It's 1959, so it's a little older than some of the ones I've looked at so far.
I haven't seen it since high school.
Yeah. But worth looking at. And Billy Wilder's another one where if Criterion were to do like a collection of his stuff, you know.
Yeah, that one's had off and on problematic nature to it just because it's been considered to be an anti-trans movie. But at the same time...
I would not call it anti-trans. It might be insensitive to
it's
it.
It's that idea that's insensitive about the cross-dressing because it's a serious matter. But it's one of those things... Again, it depends. Like, there are some people who are in the community that like the movie. So it's kind of like that. So like White Chicks, which is also, you know, it plays that all for
only
laughs.
good.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, I've not seen White Chicks.
I have, unfortunately. Kim really loves that movie. So.
Okay.
Well, speaking of controversial events, there was a little event that happened. Many people probably don't even remember it. That happened on in 2001, September 11th, 2001. It was a birthday party. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. No, but it was a very bad event that happened. We had a big tragedy in New York, big terrorist attack, Twin Towers, quite a few people dead. Well, New York did a rallying concert to rally this. I mean, this was one of those times you really would have had to be around at the time to understand it. Because as divided as we are now, there was a moment in time, it didn't last long, but there was a moment in time where people put aside their differences for the time being. And said, you know what, we need to stand up against this. And New York especially, they said, you know what, we got to work together. We are New Yorkers. And they did this concert for New York, which is, I don't tend to do concerts. I get bored. But you had lots of these. Backstreet Boys, Eric Clapton, Melissa Etheridge, Goo Goo Dolls, Mick Jagger, Billy Joel, Elton John, Paul McCartney, and more.
Well, to illustrate your point, you got that center line there where you got Billy Joel on one side and Kid Rock on the other.
Yep.
And you would not see them sharing a stage together
or Elton
now.
John.
Or no.
So, you know, that's pretty impressive. And you've got some stuff on here, too, including a short film from Woody Allen, Sounds from the Town I Love, which was involved in that concert for New York. So that's where it comes from. Each one of these has like a little thing dedicated to them.
Nice.
And so everything's there. And Woody Allen would be involved because despite everything, he loves New York.
Oh, yeah.
And you can tell that in a lot of his work. I mean, Manhattan was a love story to New York in a lot of ways. It was a very iffy movie. And I still wonder why people love it so much. Because if any movie made him look like a creeper, that movie definitely made him look like a creeper.
You know, though, for a minute there, I thought he was actually performing in this because he is a musician and he does
jazz
love
and
his
the thing there. But this is one of his director credits, oddly enough. And it's like, well, since it's out there and I can get it, I'd get it.
Might as well.
Unfortunately, it's only available on DVD.
Nah, that is unfortunate.
One director credit to go.
Yeah.
Rest acting credits.
So my next one is one that very recently got a Criterion upgrade. In fact, when I ordered it in July, it was technically a pre-order. And it was a few days later than the others in that order because I got it on its release day. And this is a movie that largely introduced me. I think it did introduce me to its stars. Mark Ruffalo, who has become a big star since then. But way back in the day, he was a struggling actor who got an Oscar nomination for this film. And also Laura Linney, if I remember correctly. This was my introduction to her. It's a film by Kenneth Lonergan called You Can Count on Me. Where, if I remember correctly, they play estranged siblings.
Well,
they play
back to
siblings.
the category.
And Lonergan is a playwright as well. So again, this feeds into the same basic theme of playwright/directors. The film came out in 2000. You've also got Matthew Broderick in here, and some other good folks involved. It's a really solid film. I haven't seen it in years. It's one of those movies that the Oscars fall all over and is promptly forgotten by 90% of the populace, but it's still a good, solid film. Pretty decent bonus features there. This is, once again, something I had a DVD release, and I was looking to upgrade it. And when Criterion said they were putting it out, I was like, okay, that's going on the list. And I didn't really mean to pre-order it. It just kind of turned out that way. So, yeah, whatever.
Nothing wrong with that. You still
Right.
got the discount on it. So, hey.
Yeah.
Some of those that were like really close to release time, you'll notice in the Criterion sales that they will, if it comes out during that sale time, they will let you pre-order it at the discount. So here's another comedy that Woody Allen was acting in. Is called The Imposters, with Oliver Platt and Stanley Tucci,
Oh, that's
of
fun.
all people.
Yeah.
This one actually was a little bit harder to get because it is a little bit harder in print. But I went ahead and I got it. And matter of fact, it was kind of funny. As I originally ordered one for $20 because I couldn't find it, and they were taking such a hard time getting it to me that it was 2 weeks they hadn't shipped it yet, and I found out that Amazon put it on sale for $11. And I was like, well, okay, cancel that order, put the other one, and I got it within a couple of days. This was actually the last one. This came in on Sunday. So literally the day before we did this, I was like, oh god, we're gonna have to delay this again. But no, it came in just in time.
Cool.
So what we got here is Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt wreak havoc and hilarity on the high seas in the sublimely silly comedy that reunites the incredible cast of Big Night. Meet Arthur, Tucci, and Maurice, two out-of-work actors who escape from the police by stowing away aboard a luxury liner. Boy, that sounds familiar. But soon the ship hits the fan. And the imposters must give the performance of a lifetime, not only to evade the authorities, but to foil the dastardly plot of a deranged crewman who has explosives planned for everyone on board. This came out, what, in the 80s, maybe? 90s? I don't know when this came out.
I would guess probably early 90s, probably right around then.
They look pretty.
They do look younger.
there. So, but,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good cast.
good cast.
Yeah.
I like a good comedy, so
Yeah.
yeah, it might be fun.
Yeah, it might be worth looking at. So my next one finishes off the conversions and finishes off the stuff I've seen. Amazingly, everything I've done so far I've actually seen. And this last one was a major upgrade because the version I had on DVD was a bare bones. This was like, it was like a one of those, they just kind of threw it out there editions. So an upgrade to a Criterion Blu-ray is nice. And that is the Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn thriller Charade,
One I need to see.
which is from 1963. It's also got Walter Matthau and James Coburn, so that is a hell of a cast. Plus, you've guys produced and directed by Stanley Donen, music by Henry Mancini. So that is an awesome pedigree. I do like the movie. I don't remember being blown away by it, but I do remember enjoying it. It is a very sad release. There's only a few bonus features. So for Criterion, this one isn't fully up to snuff. But again, the edition I had was so weak sauce. This is still a major upgrade.
Yeah.
And I would look forward to seeing this again eventually. It was a good, fun movie, and like I said, that's a heck of a group of people there. Plus Henry Mancini, you've always got good music when he's involved, so it's good times.
This is the last of the acting credits I have for Woody Allen. I don't think he acted in the last one that he directed.
Okay.
And this is a film that's actually very much about Woody Allen in a lot of ways. And that is Paris, Manhattan. I don't know if you remember this one.
Not really.
So we got Alice Taglione, Patrick Bruel. So some fun characters here. It's a French film. I could tell that by the names. And it also includes the short film Woody Before Allen. So a nice little thing there. Idealistic pharmacist, Alice. The adorable Alice Taglione is totally obsessed with movies of Woody Allen. She continuously quotes lines from his films, engages in imaginary conversations, and even prescribes her customers his classic works to help alleviate their ailments. It's a little wonder that she's still single in her 30s. Yeah, probably, actually. That's an odd obsession for a 30-year-old woman to have. Alice's increasingly concerned Jewish parents hope to cure her fixation by setting her up with a French gentleman. But he quickly realizes that he's no match for the man of her dreams. I want to say he does.
Wow.
Yeah, he does cameo in the movie because she talks to him. So in a way, that's kind of fun. I didn't even know that this movie existed actually beforehand, but it's very odd. It's not a movie that you would see in the States, actually.
Is that a European release?
It is European, but not. No, this is actually an American release.
Okay.
But the movie released in 2013.
Okay.
So, though the stuff was out there, it was not renewed.
Right.
Actually, I don't know. When did Me Too start
I think it was a little bit after that.
So, yeah. So, I think it probably got in after that. And then, of course, the French don't give a damn about that. So, yeah.
Right.
Moving on.
All right. So, my next one will dabble a bit in controversy.
Uh-oh.
But I've been talking about film sets, and I have a criterion for my Criterion purchases. As I've mentioned before on these pickups, I started off with it's a Criterion sale, I'm going to get a Charles Chaplin film. And then I started running out of Charles Chaplin films. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do Henry Lloyd. And that didn't take long to run out.
No.
And they are really dragging their feet on Buster Keaton. So I've kind of opened it up to go, well, I'm going to get silent era film.
Yeah.
A silent era film, a collection of silent era film. If it's one that stars one of the big names of the silent era, I'll do that. So it's not strictly speaking a silent film, but that idea. And I saw a movie set that I'm like, okay, this is worth grabbing. And it is the 3 silent classics by Joseph von Sternberg.
Ooh. And
And it's a nice little set there.
I've got that.
And it's got 3 movies. It's got Underworld, which is apparently considered one of the first, if not the first, gangster film from 1927. The Last Command from 1928, which won the first ever Best Actor Oscar for Emil Jannings, and The Docks of New York, also from 1928. All 3 silent films. Definitely checks that box. And I feel like these are probably good to have in the collection, especially watch the other channel. We just finished a month devoted to The Godfather. I've also put forward Miller's Crossing and a couple other gangster-related films. It's a genre that I do enjoy. So the supposed first ever gangster film, I feel like I need to have that in the collection.
And then watch the channel because we're finally putting Sharknado to rest tonight.
Oh, yay. And then, of course, this has a bunch of bonus features. But here is where we might feel some hope for them tackling a controversial figure like Woody Allen. The Last Command, like I said, the first ever Best Actor Oscar went to Emil Jannings, who went on to star in a number of state-sponsored German films during the Third Reich, which destroyed his career when, of course, that did not go as he thought it would. And so he was the first person to ever win the Best Actor Oscar. And he has gone down in infamy as a Nazi sympathizer. And a nice little bit of Oscar history there. And I will admit, I feel like it's important to have this grasp of history. It's important to have these things. Do I particularly want to watch a movie that won an Oscar for a Nazi sympathizer? It's not high on my list. Yeah. But I do think it's important to keep these things there for context, for history. You know, like, the guy may have been a total douchebag, but it was a piece of history. We may one day decide Woody Allen is not worth all the hype, but for a big part of film history, he was a big part of film history. So, and I will say, to this day, I thoroughly enjoy some of, Mel Gibson may be a horrible asshole, but Maverick is one of my favorite movies, I mean,
that's the thing. They can do some amazing things, but there's also historical context for some, as you said. I mean, I've got Battleship Potemkin. Yeah. I've got Triumph of the Will, which I haven't seen yet. I've got Birth of a Nation, which I haven't seen
Triumph of the Will, but I don't have it.
I have it because again, it's historical stuff. Yes. I'm curious about stuff done. During the Third Reich.
Say, those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. So,
and again, it's there. I mean, I've got a Japanese anime that is actually before they called it anime, and it was done as a total propaganda film during World War II. Well, guess what? Guess whose side they were on during World War II? And they were also committing atrocities at the time. Yeah, just as almost as bad as Germany at the time to the Chinese. Which is why the Chinese tend to not like the Japanese. It's like everything there.
and as I've said before, this is also one of the reasons I'm pulling back from not only collecting, but I'm having trouble just getting excited about viewing right now. It's because it's exhausting to try to parse out, well, should I support this person? Should I support that person? Should I like this person? Is this person a flagrant asshole? Is this person a total douchebag? It's exhausting. Yeah. And movies are such collaborative things that you painting the entire production with a brush because one person is just disrespectful to everyone involved. But I do still believe, that part of freedom of speech and freedom of expression is making sure these things do not get destroyed and swept under the rug. They just maybe shouldn't be promoted as aggressively as other things. So,
last but not least, I found out Woody Allen directed an opera. And, wow. Apparently... he didn't write the opera. It's Puccini. But he did direct it, and it was actually televised. So there is an actual official release of it. Okay. Matter of fact, it's Woody Allen's first opera production, and you get to actually see this. So you've got a Puccini.
Yeah, starring Placido Domingo.
So, you've got some pretty cool stuff there. Yeah. I am interested in it. I have, let's see here. It is Region Zero, but that is because this is of a company that does not like the whole. Sony did release this under their classical line, which are typically Region Zero ones. They are a lot of operas in that classical line. I know it because I used to do the whole research of what's coming out, and these were coming out. And they're usually very expensive, and they go out of print very quickly. And this one was no different in that. I was glad to get it. But that's it.
Very good. Well, I got one more.
Except for yours. That's it for me.
And I'm going to go out again with a whiff of controversy, although not this. Another thing I've pulled way back from. Our longtime viewers will know that we've done a lot with the Oscars over the years. We've been really into commenting on them. And we even tried to set up our own awards show, and it was an interesting experiment. But I have, and I will not be prepared to discuss this last year's movies this year, because I am way behind. And one of the films I have not seen, it was not the most controversial film up for Best Picture, but it had its share of commentary one way or the other. But it was one of those streaming releases that Criterion puts out, and it's nice that some of them are getting Criterion releases. That is nice. I'm really happy, because screw streaming, and most of that stuff may or may not ever see a physical release, so the possibility of them disappearing is far too real. But the film that won Best Picture did get a Criterion release, and I had to grab it, and that is the film Anhedenia, which, for a first-run release, this has a lot of bonus features. I'm actually quite impressed. But Anhedenia is considered, they call it, on the back here, they call it a audacious anti-Cinderella story. A whirlwind neo-realist screwball comedy with an aching heart. But this, I believe, won the Best Actress Award for star Mikey Madison. It did win Best Picture. It's generally considered a good film, although, again, a lot of people are saying it's overhyped. I don't know. I do know I want to see it. It looks interesting to me. And I was very happy to see it got a physical release. We still don't have a physical release for the film that won, 2 years ago? Did Coda win 2 years ago?
Yes, so.
Still don't have
Coda still,
no physical release for that one. But this one did get one, thankfully. And like I said, I had to snap it up. I look forward to seeing it. I may try to see it before we discuss the year's films. I probably should. But it's just so hard to get interested in watching stuff nowadays. And this one's 2.25 hours long. It's not a short film. But, oh well.
I've almost decided to make the discussion more of a, what films have you watched this year? It doesn't even have to come out this year. Just, what have you watched? Just so we can have something to talk about, you know?
Yeah.
But with that, I guess that's it. My hope is I want to do a series where I go through all of Woody Allen's stuff, acting and directing, and I just talk about the films from the first to the present, which is, I guess, this one. And I just go through it and see where I land and see what my thoughts are on each one. And then do a tier list at the end saying, okay, which ones are this, which ones are that. Just something fun. And just something enjoyable overall. It's like, where does this rank in the Woody Allen verse, so to speak? I'm not sure if I'm prepared to get too into that, but we're going to try. Or I am, at least. So, wish me luck.
It'd be fun to do a tier list. I think that would be something.
But we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Septum to ride out the storm. SeptumSin. SeptumSin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming,